Today, I gave a talk about brand management, and we discussed what are the functions of the brand, how brands create value for their customers, and we looked at different ways in which brands create value relative to other ways, means of creating value, such as products or services. One problem with branding is that everybody thinks that they're expert in branding. And everybody thinks that or most people think that they understand what branding is all about. So it's always helpful to start with talking about the basics. Why do we need branding? What exactly branding aims to achieve? And what should we thinking about when we are building brands which we hope to become strong brands? So that's kind of what we did today. We started with talking about brands and brand management, what are the key principles in that. And then we looked at a specific case of brand management, and I just chose one of the cases that I've written about, which is about a German company called Miele, which do high-end appliances, and how their brand strategy evolved when they were thinking about entering the high-end luxury market in Hong Kong, Macau, and China. So we looked at how they positioned their brand, and then they had to rethink their strategy and really understand what the consumer cares about. Because at the end of the day, to be successful with brand building, you have to understand what the customer's needs are, because the brands should reflect those needs in order to create strong associations in people's minds. I think the key to successful teaching is, it's almost like in marketing, you have to understand your audience. You have to understand what your audience wants to learn, and you have to put yourself in their shoes. And you have to present things in such a way, not the way you are thinking, but the way your audience is thinking. You have to make it engaging, but you also have to make it informative. You have to make people laugh from time to time, but you have to make them think. The most important thing, it's in my mind, it's not a lecturing experience. It's always should be interactive. People always should be thinking, and you always should, as a faculty or instructor, you should always be trying to address questions or problems that people might have. If we're teaching business discipline, we have to be able to answer practical questions that managers, who is basically much of our audience, face in their day-to-day decisions. So you have to have the content which answers their questions, and you have to be able to deliver it in a way that people don't feel bored, that they are active, their minds are active, because that facilitates learning. No matter what you do, you should love what you do. You should enjoy what you do. If it happens to be business or marketing, that's great. You should enjoy what you do. You should try to understand how it works, rather than just doing it very artificially, very superficially, just for the paycheck. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is for you to be happy. And for you to be happy, you have to love what you're doing, and you have to enjoy what you're doing. And if you do care for some reason about paycheck, of course, it will come later if you enjoy what you're doing, because you probably will be good at this. So that's kind of my simple wish or simple suggestion.
Well, the lecture was very interesting, by the book, let's say, which is his book actually. Lessons learned. newly rich people don't necessarily have good taste.
Well, it was really interesting to see how there are newer trends in brand management, because a few years ago Professor Chernev gave the same talk with the same topic here again in the youth center, and I saw that talk recorded, and it was interesting to see the kind of big progression that has happened in the field of brand management over just a few years. So that was interesting for me.
Yeah, we also saw a practical example with Milan. It's a really nice brand, so it's very in depth, a lot of depth, a lot of details, and everything that was said in theory was also put in practice. So it's really nice and very informative, and something that's very pertinent these days.